Good evening, students. Kindly confirm I'm audible and the screen is visible to all of you. Yes, somebody please confirm the screen is clear and the voice is audible. Okay, Riddhi will confirm me. Riddhi, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
And the screen is also visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's wait for 1 more minute for other students to join the class, and after that we'll be starting the available session.
Mom, I have just joined. What are we doing?
We have not started with our session yet. We have like few seconds left, so I was waiting for other students to join the class. We are just going to start the session within few seconds.
Okay, Mom. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, yes. So in the previous session, students, in the chapter World of Living, we talked about the unique characteristics of living organisms. There are certain characteristics or the features which are unique to living organisms only, and they are not possessed by the non-living things. And examples are like all living organisms, they are made up of cells. All living things, they show growth, they show breathing and respiration. They require energy, so they eat food. And then stimulus and response, we were talking about how the animals and the plants, they respond towards the stimulus of their environment. So yes, now we are talking about the stimulus and response thing only, but how the response is being shown by plants towards a particular stimulus. Plants respond to stimuli. Their response to temperature is called as thermotropism. Tropism means movement. This word tropism means movement shown by plants. Thermo means temperature. So the movement which is being shown towards temperature is called as thermotropism. Their response towards the gravity or towards the earth is called as geotropism. Response towards the light is phototropism. Towards moisture or water is hydrotropism. And thigmotropism is the response towards the touch. Thigmo means a touch. If anybody of you has seen this plant, touch me not. It is called as a large bandi in Hindi. Mimosa pudica, touch me not, or large bandi. So when you touch it with your feet or with your hands, then its leaves droop down like this. So it is the shocking response of the plants towards a touch. So the plant is responding towards a touch. So some kind of hormonal changes take place inside the plant. So chemicals which are produced inside the plant, the changes take place with regard to those chemicals, and that's why the plant leaves droop down when we touch them. The response of the plants towards the light, sunlight, is called as phototropism. Photo means light, tropism means movement or the response. So this simple experiment you can do at home also. See this thing shown in the picture. The plant pot which is present near to the window. So see the shoot of the plant, the flower, the leaves. They are bending towards the sunlight because they show response towards the light. They move towards the sunlight, and this is positive response. So we say positively phototropic. The stems of the plant or the shoot system of the plant is positively phototropic because it shows positive response towards light. Whereas the roots of the plant, they always grow away from the light, so we call them as negatively phototropic. See, roots grow towards the soil. They do not come up and grow towards the sunlight. No, they grow away from the light towards the earth. So we say that the roots are negatively phototropic because they show negative response towards light. And stem is positively phototropic. After that, we have geotropism. Geo means earth, or we can say gravity. So the plant roots, they always grow towards the soil, and the shoot of the plant, it comes up from the soil and grows away from the soil. So we say that the roots are positively geotropic and the shoots or the stems, they are negatively geotropic. So here I'm using this shoot or stem word a lot of times. Can somebody tell me what is the difference between a shoot of a plant and the stem? What is the difference between this? Shoot versus stem. Unmute yourself and let me know. Okay, yes, Riddhi, will you tell me the difference between the two?
Ma'am, I think a shoot is like a growing seed, and the stem is the part of the plant which holds all the stems and the flowers, the leaves and the flowers together.
No, it's not like that. Okay, Shreyansh. Shreyansh, can you answer this?
Yes, ma'am. The shoot is the part of plant which is above the soil, and stem is the only one part which holds the plant upright.
See, again, it's not completely correct. See, shoot means the entire above ground part of the plant. Stem is a part of the shoot. See, if I draw a diagram like this is the stem of the plant, like, right? On this stem are borne. There are so many branches. And on the branches, we have leaves also, we have flowers also, we have fruits also, we have buds also. So this entire structure is called as the shoot. Shoot is the entire structure of the plant which is above the ground. Above ground part of the plant is the shoot. Now the shoot bears everything. Shoot includes everything. Stem, leaves, flowers, buds, everything is included under the shoot system. So stem is simply a part of the shoot. This is the stem. This structure is called as the stem. So stem is simply a part of the shoot. I hope you understand this thing. Okay. Then living organisms move. This is another characteristic of living organisms, movement and locomotion. So who can tell me the difference between movement and locomotion? Raise your hands. Difference between movement and locomotion.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Difference between movement and locomotion. Shreyansh again.
Yes, ma'am. A movement is when if we only move some part or some part of the body, but locomotion is when we move from one place to another place as a whole.
Yes. Yes, correct. So movement is like you are sitting on your chair and you are simply moving your arms or legs or head. That is movement of body parts. Whereas locomotion, when you stand up and move from one place to another, that is called as locomotion. So this is the difference between movement and locomotion. Now animals and we human beings, we show movement as well as locomotion. Whereas plants on their own, they cannot move from one place to another. So plants show only movement of the parts. Like roots, they grow towards the soil. Shoot grows in the height and it grows away from the soil towards the sunlight. Then the sunflower responds towards the light. It moves towards the sunlight. So then the touch me not plant, when we touch it, leaves droop down. So these are some kinds of movements which are shown by plants, but locomotion is not shown by plants. Living organisms remove waste from their body. Yes, in the form of feces, waste material is being removed. In the form of urine, sweat, and carbon dioxide. See, students, excretion is the removal of waste material from our body in the form of urine mainly, or in the form of sweat and carbon dioxide. So these removal of these substances is a part of excretion. But when we talk about removal of solid waste in the form of feces, so this is not considered as a part of excretion. It is actually a part of digestive system. Because in our digestive system, the food which is being left behind, that is undigested, that is removed in the form of solid waste, that is feces. So we don't call it excretion. When we use the term excretion, we include the removal of urine, the evaporation of sweat from our body, and removal of carbon dioxide. Okay, urine is formed in which part of our body, in which body organ urine is being formed? Nitya will tell us. Nitya.
Ma'am, Uranus.
Uranus is the name of a planet. Okay, Abhishu.
Ma'am, kidney?
Kidneys, in kidneys, yes. So in kidney, filtration of blood takes place. So urine is formed in the kidneys. Urine is being, as a waste material, it is being formed in the kidney. Then through the ureters are the tubes which are running from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. Through the ureters, urine enters into the urinary bladder, and then from the urinary bladder, urine is being passed outside. So this way. And in plants, what are the waste materials in plants? So during photosynthesis, oxygen comes out. During respiration, carbon dioxide comes out in plants. Then gums, resins, latex, etc. These are considered as waste materials in plants, although they are not completely waste material for the plant themselves. Plants have certain use of these things to them. Like when an injury occurs on the plant, then these gums and the resins, they block that particular area of the injury. It's like a bandage to them. So these are called as secondary chemical substances which are produced into plants. I hope you must be knowing what are gums, resins, and latex. Latex is that white liquid which is being secreted by many plants, and it is poisonous in nature. You should never put it in your mouth. It is highly poisonous. Then, so yes, how does the latex protect the plants? So the plants which produce latex, grazing animals don't eat those plants because it is harmful to grazing animals. Then gums, if you know, Gond katira is there. Many people use Gond katira at their houses. They make some recipes with this thing. So some gums are edible also. In the same way, resins are there. Gums and resins, they are used to produce some edible products. They are used to produce gums also, which are used to make glue and to stick certain substances. So these are certain substances produced by plants. And yes, living organisms reproduce their own kind. Own kind means the same species. Like human beings give birth to human beings. Dogs produce dogs. Butterflies produce butterflies. So always living organisms, they produce their own kind, and this process is called as reproduction. So reproduction can be asexual, can be sexual, involving two parents. Different types of reproduction is there. Now here we are talking about animals, which if the egg-laying animals are there, the animals which lay eggs, and eggs upon hatching. Hatching means when the animal provides warmth to the egg and egg breaks down and the baby comes out of the egg. So hatching takes place and the young ones are coming out of the eggs. So such animals are called as oviparous animals. Examples is fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, insects. So these are the egg-laying animals. See here the life cycle also being shown, like an adult hen lays egg, from the egg chick comes out, chick grows and becomes an adult animal again. Now the animals which give birth to young ones are called as mammals. Human beings are also included. They directly give birth to young ones. There are two exceptions. Till now there are two exceptions of mammals which do not give birth to young ones. Can Arohi give me those examples of exceptional mammals which lay eggs? Okay, no problem. Amog.
Ma'am, duck-billed platypus and spiny anteater.
Spiny anteater and duck-billed platypus. Please remember their names and you should be able to recognize these animals also. A lot of times I have seen this, they put a picture in the exam for duck-billed platypus or spiny anteater. So these are two exceptional mammals which do not give birth to young ones, rather they lay eggs, otherwise they are mammals because they possess other features of mammals like presence of lungs and the presence of four-chambered heart, etc.
Ma'am, can you write their names?
Okay, sure, I will write them. So we have one is duck-billed platypus, duck-billed platypus. So they can simply write platypus also. It is called duck-billed because it's a bill, its mouth is like that of a duck. Other one is spiny anteater because it feeds on ants. So they call it as anteater. So these are the two animals, duck-billed platypus and spiny anteater. Spiny anteater is called as echidna. Echidna is its biological name, echidna. So then we have ovoviviparous also. This is another term which is also used. Ovoviviparous animals are those animals which are kind of intermediate between oviparous and viviparous. Examples of ovoviviparous animals are sharks. Sharks are ovoviviparous. Some snakes also, not all the snakes, some snakes and some other animals are also there which are ovoviviparous. So what happens in ovoviviparous is that eggs are there in the body of the female or in the body of the mother, you can say. Hatching of the eggs also takes place inside the body of the mother. Like in oviparous, hatching of the eggs takes place outside the body of the mother. But in this ovoviviparous thing, hatching of the eggs takes place inside the body of the mother. So young one is being produced inside the body of the mother, and for some period of time, the young one is being nourished inside the body of the mother. But after that, the young ones are being produced. When the young ones are produced, they are in the form of alive babies. So this is different from viviparous because in viviparous mammals, like in case of human beings, placenta is there. Placenta is the fluid in which the baby remains during the pregnancy period. That placenta is not there in case of ovoviviparous animals. So egg hatching takes place inside the body of the mother and no placenta is there. So they are considered as kind of intermediates between oviparous and viviparous animals. So we call them as ovoviviparous animals. Then they are talking about reproduction in plants. Flowers are the reproductive structures in plants, and we call it as sexual reproduction when the reproduction involves the two parents, that is male parent and the female parent. Asexual reproduction also takes place in plants through these organs like roots, stem, leaves, etc. That is called as asexual reproduction or vegetative propagation also. Can somebody give me example of a plant like a vegetable that you eat which reproduces through stem or root or leaf? Okay, Arohi.
Ma'am, potato
Potato reproduces through which part?
stem.
Stem, yes, underground stem.
Buds.
Yes, buds, but they are present on the stem only. Yes, you are right. So those buds which are present on the underground stem of potato. Underground stem of potato is actually called as tubers, stem tuber. So it is vegetative propagation that takes place in potato. Any other example? Can somebody give me other example? Okay. Shrika. Any other child who can give me the example? Shrika, Sai Krish. Can somebody give me an example of other plants which reproduce vegetatively? Shaurya Agarwal.
Ma'am, onions.
Onions reproduce, yes, onion reproduce by means of their stem. They are called as the bulbs. You said roses also?
Yes, ma'am.
So roses actually, they do not naturally propagate by vegetative propagation, but artificially. So people, the gardeners or people at their homes, they cut the stem of the roses and bury it in the soil. They are called as stem cuttings. So simply by means of stem cutting, they are propagating roses. So this is also vegetative propagation. Then by leaves, vegetative propagation occurs in begonia and the bryophyllum. So we have so many plants which reproduce vegetatively by different means. Then we have sexual reproduction in plants which occurs by means of flowers. We'll be studying it in detail also. So these are different parts of the flowers. 4 whorls of the flowers are there. Sepals are the outermost whorls. A group of sepals is called as calyx. Then we have petals. Group of petals is called as corolla. So corolla and petals is the same actually, but a group of petals is called as corolla. Stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. A group of stamens is called as androecium. Carpel or pistil is the female reproductive part of the flower, and they are grouped together to form the gynoecium. Pedicel is the term used for stalk of the flower. This is the stalk of the flower which is called pedicel, and it joins with the stem. Then receptacle, or it is called as thalamus also. Receptacle or thalamus is this area of the flower on which all the floral whorls are situated. Floral whorls or floral organs means sepals, petals, stamens, and carpels. They are all located on this structure which is called as the thalamus. So the functions of these floral parts we'll be doing in one of the slides coming ahead. Okay, so practice question is very easy one. Stem of a plant normally grows away from the earth. So that's why it is called as stem grows away from the earth. So it is called as. Okay, Sai Krish will tell me. Sai Krish.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the answer will be. Ma'am, the answer will be A.
You are saying negatively phototropic. What is the meaning of negatively phototropic? Sai?
Ma'am, which grow away from the sun.
Away from the light. Yes, photo means light, which grows away from light.
Ma'am, it will be B.
B, second option, negatively geotropic, because stem grows away from earth and roots grow towards the earth. So we call them as positively geotropic. Now suppose I modify the first option. I write it here positively and write it here negatively. Will you go for the first option then? Same question is there. I modify the first option.
No.
Will you go for first option in this case or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, not. Because read the statement carefully. The stem of a plant normally grows away from the earth. Hence it is called X. So here we are talking about growing away from earth. So you have to answer accordingly. They have set away from Earth, hence it is called negatively geotropic, because geotropism is the response towards the Earth, towards gravity. This is the response towards the light. So we would answer first question only in the statement if they have written like this. Suppose in the statement is this, stem of a plant normally grows towards the sunlight. Then hence it is called as positively phototropic. Then we would go for first option. So even if I modify the options and write it like this, even then we will not go for first option in this particular case. Because we are talking about geotropism, response towards the earth, not response towards sunlight. Second question, which of the following is not an example of locomotion? As I already told you, locomotion means moving from one place to another place. So quickly give me the answer to this question. You can raise your hand or write your answer in chat box. Prajit will answer this question. Prajit.
Ma'am, the answer is B.
Second option. Why?
Because it is moving flower towards sun.
Towards sun. It is not going from one place to another. So it is not an example of locomotion. Okay, which of the following options does not contain both excretory products? So excretory products are waste materials. Sweat, urine, they are waste materials. Urine, feces are waste materials. Resin and latex, they are considered as waste materials in plants. Gums are also considered as waste materials in plants, but energy is never a waste material because energy is used by plants or animals or living organisms for carrying out the various activities. So energy is not a waste material. It will be the correct option. Which of the following is not an example of response to stimuli? Go through this question, give me the answer quickly. Shrikar will give the correct answer. Shrikar.
Ma'am. A puppy grows into an adult gradually.
Yes, it is not an example of response to stimuli. So what is an example for?
Ma'am, living things show growth.
Very good, very good. So D option shows living organisms show growth. It is not an example of response to stimuli. It is an example of growth. Other options, bending towards sunlight, touch me not plant, and tortoise retracts its body on sensing danger. These are all examples of response to stimuli. Given figure shows an example of. We have just done it. Let's see who will answer this question. Okay, Anik. Anik will answer this question.
Ma'am, the answer of 10 question is number A, phototropism.
Phototropism, yes, correct. So phototropism is response towards sunlight. Geotropism response towards gravity. Photosynthesis, we all know, synthesis of food by plants by using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. Oxygen is produced during this process. Now, autotropism word is left. Autotropism is a phenomena during which plants grow, some part of the plant grows in a straight line without not under the influence of some external stimulus. Like in phototropism, stimulus is light. In geotropism, stimulus is earth. But in case of autotropism, no stimulus is there. Auto means on self-response of the plant. When a plant part is showing some response or growing in a straight line without some external stimulus, then it is called as autotropism. Okay, now we will be doing classification of plants on various bases. Plants are classified on different bases, on different categories, on different bases. Like first, non-flowering plants, which do not produce flowers. Flowering plants, which produce flowers. In our surroundings, most of the flowers that we see are flowering plants, especially people who are living in northern plains or in southern plains. We see the plants which are flowering, rose, then the sunflower, marigold, jasmine. Most of the plants are flowering. Whereas in mountain regions, many such plants are there which do not flower. Examples are mosses, ferns, and conifers. Mosses and ferns, they reproduce by means of spores. They do not give flowers or the fruits or seeds. These kind of structures are not there. They are seedless plants. They are seedless, mosses and ferns. Whereas these conifers, please cut ferns here. Ferns are a different group of plants not included under conifers. Conifers are pine, cycas, spruce is there. Spruce is also conifer. Then fir is there. These are various plants which occur in mountain regions and they show the presence of cones. So cones are equivalent to fruits. And these are seeded plants. They have seeds, they have cones, but they do not have flowers or fruits. So we say that in conifers, seeds are naked, because in flowering plants, seeds are enclosed inside the fruits, like apple seeds are present within an apple. But here, seeds are not enclosed inside the fruits. Seeds are naked and they are present in the cones. Cones, I think they are woody structures. Many of you must have seen cones, and I think many children I have seen, they have cones in their houses. Lot of times when I teach this topic in the class, many students bring the cones and they show it to me. Okay, yes, Abhishu wants to say something.
Ma'am, I have 2 cones in my house.
Okay, yes. So yes, many children have cones. So you already identify these cones are the woody structures which are produced by coniferous plants. Then plants are categorized on the basis of type of stem: herbs, shrubs, trees, climbers, and creepers. Okay, let's see. So Sai Krish will tell me what are herbs. Sai Krish.
Ma'am, the plants which have soft and thin stems, which are less than 2 to 3 meters, are called herbs.
Very good. Very nice. You have already explained everything. Arjun is there in the class. Arjun, can you give me examples of herbs?
Ma'am, herbs examples are coriander, mint, wheat,
Yes.
maize.
Very good. Very nice. So you children
Ma'am,
already.
banana is the largest herb.
Sorry?
Ma'am, banana plant is the largest herb.
Largest herb. Very good. Banana is the tallest herb and bamboo is the tallest grass. So yes, plants with soft and green stems, they are usually very short. Their height is very small. They do not have many branches. They have branches, but not many branches. Cereals, that is wheat, rice, maize, grasses are there. Coriander, mint, spinach, these are all the examples of herbs. Shrubs, these plants have a woody stem, but they are not very thick. So they have brown and woody stem. The stem branching arises near the base only. From very near the base of the plant, stem branching arises. Then examples are okay. So examples are hibiscus, bougainvillea, rose, bacillus, tulsi. And jasmine is the example. Lemon is also the example of a shrub. Then we have trees which are tall. They have a thick and woody stem which is called as trunk. And see here branches arises above the ground. So there is so much of space on the trunk. Then branching arises. But in case of shrubs, the branching arises near the base only. So many examples of trees present around us: gulmohar, peepal, neem, banyan, mango, apple tree, etc. Okay, creepers. Who will tell me what creepers are? Anik, what are creepers?
Ma'am, the plants which cannot grow upright and just ma'am, just can't grow upright and just they sleep like on the
Yes.
ground and can't
Correct.
upright.
They spread on the ground because their stems are so weak, so they cannot stand upright. So they creep along the ground, spread on the ground, and they have very heavy fruits also. So like pumpkin, cucumber, watermelon, if they just able to grow upright, then their fruits can fall over somebody and it can hurt somebody also. So it's better that they cannot grow upright. It's better that they creep on the ground. Same is the case with climbers also. Climbers are also the plants with a weak stem. They cannot stand upright. So they require some other plants to support, some other support to climb upwards. Vihan Parith, can you give me the examples of climbers?
Yes, ma'am. The examples of climbers are bitter gourd and bottle gourd.
Bitter gourd and bottle gourd. I would check. I think you have given me the examples of creepers. Gourds are, I think, creepers. Vihan, I will check it out and will let you know in the next session. Bitter gourd and bottle gourds. They are creepers or climbers. Let me note it down.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I have a doubt.
Yes, please let me know.
In the creepers, there's an example cucumber,
Okay.
but I don't think so. Cucumber is a creeper because I saw a cucumber plant. It was not really creeping. It was standing upright.
Okay. So I will check with for cucumber also. Let me just note it down. What is your name, dear?
Arohi.
Okay, Arohi has asked this question about cucumber. I will check for this thing also. Maybe it is wrongly mentioned here. because it is a lot of times it is doubtful. Sometimes it happens these plants naturally occur as creepers, or but the artificially, because they are being produced for their vegetables or fruits, they are being grown as climbers. So their proper arrangements are being made for them so that they can be easily harvested. So I will check whether cucumber is a creeper or climber, and I will check for the gourds also. Anyway, for climbers, we have examples:
Yes, ma'am.
grapevine, money plant, and pea plant. So in this year, a lot of changes have been made in the syllabus also. Modifications of the stem, root, and leaves are being deleted from the syllabus. Otherwise, earlier we were talking about these modifications also. Like, what are these coiled structures, wire-like structures are called as?
Tendrils.
They are called as tendrils, and they are leaf modifications. These are leaf tendrils in case of pea, and in case of other plants, stem tendrils. Like in grapevine, stem tendrils are present, and in money plant, it climbs with the help of its climbing roots. Climbing roots are present in money plant. So this year we have deleted this part from the syllabus. You don't need to go through these modifications part. Simply for your knowledge, I have told you that in grapevine, it is the stem tendrils, in pea, it is leaf tendrils, and in money plant, it is the roots, climbing roots with which these plants climb up a support. Then we have categorized plants on the basis of the number of seasons they live for. Like annual means 1 year, bi means 2, biennial means 2 years, perennial means many years. So the plants which survive for only 1 year, and preferably it is called as one season. Season means like these plants are grown at the beginning of the winter season, and they are harvested at the end of the winter season. So they are growing for only one season. Mustard, wheat, paddy, these are the examples. So they grow for only one season, or we say that they grow for only 1 year. So flowering, fruiting takes place through this year only. Like wheat and rice, we grow these plants in the same year, and then we harvest them in the same year also. Biennial plants, they complete their life cycle in 2 years or 2 seasons, you say. In the first season, they show vegetative growth. Vegetative growth means like even at your home, you grow some plants. So first it's a leaf, root, and the stem. These parts will grow. Later on, flowering and the fruiting takes place. So formation of root, stem, leaf, vegetative parts is called as vegetative growth. Formation of flowers and fruits is called as reproductive growth. So plants first show vegetative growth. In the second year, they show reproductive growth. Examples are radish, carrot, turnip, etc. What are the plant parts which are eaten when you eat radish, carrot, and turnip? Which part actually are you eating?
Ma'am, roots.
Roots. So underground roots. So these plants reproduce, vegetatively reproduce by means of their roots. Then we have perennial plants. Here, shrubs and most trees are the examples. They live for several years. Like, let me take an example of mango. There are different varieties of mango. Some varieties of mango, suppose you sow the seed of mango in the soil, then for many years, mango will be a very small plant, very small plant. Some mango varieties take 40, 30, 40, 45 years to develop flowers and fruits. There are certain varieties which grow, which start fruiting after 4 years or 5 years. So that period of mango tree, like 4 years or 40 years, in which it is not flowering, it is simply producing its leaves, and shoot system is being produced, roots, stem, leaves, these parts are produced. That is called as vegetative growth of the plant. Same is the case with gava, neem also. Rose plant is there. You grow the rose plant, first its green parts will develop. Later on, it will start flowering. But once these plants, they start flowering, they flower every year. Like once mango tree starts producing fruit, every year they give you mango fruit. Every year, apple tree gives you apples. So in this way, they are called as perennial plants, which survive for many, many years. So which is the longest living trees? Banyan trees. Banyan trees are longest living. They survive for hundreds of years. Can somebody tell me where is the largest or the oldest, in fact, oldest banyan tree of the world is located
In
where?
Amazon jungle.
Okay, Arohi. Many children have raised hands.
West Bengal.
West Bengal, or it is in Andhra Pradesh, or in Bengal? Oldest one. See, largest one, I think, is in Bengal, but the oldest one, maybe you can check it out. Okay, Shreyansh, yes?
From Andhra only.
Oldest one is ma'am in Kolkata.
Kolkata means in West Bengal. So
Yes.
oldest one is in Bengal, Kolkata, giant banyan tree, I think it is called as. In Andhra Pradesh also one of the oldest and largest banyan trees there, and in West Bengal it is also there. You can check it out, you can confirm it also.
Excuse me, ma'am, I have doubt.
Yes, Nitya.
Ma'am, the lemon plant is which plant?
Lemon is a shrub.
No, ma'am, it's a biennial plant or perennial plant?
Lemon is perennial. It is perennial. Still, I will check it out also. Lemon, according to me, is a shrub and it is a perennial plant.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, I will confirm it out. If there is something wrong, then I will let you know in the next session. Okay, next thing we are talking about is about the annual rings. So this is the cut section of the trunk of a tree is being shown. The trunk or the stem of a tree, when it is being cut, then you can very easily observe these kind of rings on the trunk of a tree. Older is a tree, more prominent these kind of annual rings can be seen. And by counting these annual rings, we can get to know about the age of a tree. It is called as dendrochronology. Dendrochronology is the process by which we can get to know about the age of a tree by counting these rings. And these rings should be counted like this one light colored ring and dark colored ring is one ring. Like this one is one ring. This light and dark one is the second ring. Then this is the third one. This is the fourth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can count all the rings over here and that would be the age of a tree. Now, how these rings are formed? These are formed in different seasons depending upon what kind of growth occurs in a tree. See, when spring season is there, spring season means it is that season in which growth of plant is the maximum, early summer or the spring season. So here, see, this area is so much more, this area shows that how much plant has grown, whether it is a stem of the plant, root of the plant, whatever part of the plant is there, it shows much growth. Because during spring season, weather is so good, a large amount of water is available. Raining also happens during this season, so plants get enough water for their growth and development. So large amount of growth takes place in the spring season. So this growth is more. Whereas in case of late summer means autumn season, this is called as autumn or fall, patjhad, where many trees they shed their leaves also. They don't get sufficient water because raining doesn't occur during this season. And the temperature climate is colder. So the plants are not able to absorb water properly from the soil. So growth during this period is very less. That's why a very thin line is there. See, only this much. See the thickness of this line. Only very little growth has occurred during autumn season. And these lines are darker in color. These more growth period is lighter in color. Why? Because growth occurs quickly over here. So there is a gap between the cells. Ultimately, plants are made up of cells. So there is so much of gap between the cells during this period. Here during this period, cells are very closely attached together. So here it is lighter color. Here it is dark color. These light and dark colored rings are very prominent. And by counting them, we can get to know about the age of a tree. Here, see, in the rainy season, they have specifically marked in rainy season growth is even more. So see, this area is even more broader during the rainy season. Then if some forest fire has occurred or some other kind of devastation has occurred, even that can also be studied from this. The scar from forest fire looks like this. So in this way, this is something interesting that by counting the annual rings, you can get to know about the age of a tree. Okay. Please only those students raise their hands who have question to ask. Some students have raised their hands. If you don't have any question, please lower your hands. Yes. Okay, then parts of a plant, they are broadly categorized into two types, root system and the shoot system. Shoot system is the system that is above ground. It is the above ground parts of the plant, like stem, fruit, flower, leaves, all are a part of the shoot system. Root system is the underground part of the plants. Sai Krish, yes, you have a question to ask?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, algae comes in which category?
Algae are a group of plants only. They are a group of plants. They are included in plantae kingdom.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And algae are further are of various types like green algae, red algae, and green algae, red algae, and brown algae. But there are one more type of algae which are called as blue-green algae. They are not included under plantae kingdom. They are included under kingdom Monera, that is bacteria. They are included along with bacteria. So it is actually something complex which we study in higher classes. So red algae, we have brown algae, and we have green algae. So if we talk about red, green, and brown algae, they are included under the kingdom Plantae, that is plants, whereas the blue-green algae, they are included in the group of bacteria. They are not included under plants. So it's different type of algae. Okay, the underground part of the plant is called as the root system, which comprises of root and the branches. Roots develop from the radical part of the seed. So radical and plumule, these are two very important terms you should know. So this is a split open seed which is being shown in this particular picture. See, this is a complete seed. If you soak it in water, remove its covering and you split open, like rajma seeds or gram seeds, if you open them, you can clearly see this structure, that is the embryo which is present inside the seed. So embryo comprises of two parts. The lower part which gives rise to root, that is called as the radical part of the embryo. The upper part of the embryo that gives rise to the shoot system, it is called as the plumule part of the embryo. So radical and plumule, these are parts of the seed which gives rise to the future root system and future shoot system respectively. So this is something important. You should remember this. Or sometimes radical is called as like baby root because it will develop into the root system of the plant. And plumule is called as the baby shoot. Characteristics of roots, we all know that the roots are positively geotropic, negatively phototropic. They develop a number of lateral branches. So we will be talking about this, roots and their lateral branches. All the branches of the roots which grow on the sides, they are called as the lateral branches.
Ma'am,
What are the? Yes.
I have tried that activity in grade 5.
Which activity?
I soaked
Seed.
kidney beans in
Okay.
water for a few days and then I saw a baby plant inside.
Yes, that's too good. So keep doing these kind of practical things which you can do at home. It can give you a lot of knowledge about these things. And even the sprouted seeds are the examples. When we eat sprouted seeds, it's nothing but the embryo is growing and the radical part, that white colored part, which is there when you eat sprouted seeds, it is nothing but the radical of the embryo that grows out after sprouting it. Okay, so this is the internal structure of the, can't say internal structure, it is a root morphology, structure of the root. So root and its branches, they are covered with fine hair, which are called as root hair. So it is basically these root hair, which are present on all the roots and their branches, which help in absorption of water and minerals from the soil. It is a main function of the roots that they absorb water and minerals from the soil. So it is being carried out by these root hair. Then at the tip of each root as well as this root branch, this root cap is present. It protects the root, it protects the tip of the root because see, roots are growing towards the soil. So the tissues, the cells, they can get hurt. So to protect the soft tissue present at the tip of the root cap is present. Then roots don't have nodes and internodes as present in the stems of the plants. So nodes and internodes like this is a stem. On a stem, these kind of areas, like in sugarcane, these kind of areas are present. This is called as the node. This is another node, and every stem it is present. If you have plants at your home, you can notice whether it is rose plant or any other plant is there, nodes are present. And the area between two nodes, this area, it is called as internode. So these are nodes and internodes which are present in case of stem only, they are not present in the roots. Then we have taproot system and the fibrous root system. In different plants, different type of root systems are present. In case of taproot system, they have a main root over here. This is the main root or the primary root, which is thicker as compared to the branches. Then on this primary root, they develop branches. Like these first branches that develop on the primary root are called as secondary roots. So this is the secondary root. On this secondary root, further these branches develop, they are called as tertiary root. On this tertiary root, further more branches can develop, which will be called as quaternary roots. Quaternary roots. I think E will be there here. So quaternary roots, these are nothing but are all lateral branches. We have heard this term before. So secondary root, tertiary root, quaternary roots, all these roots are collectively called as lateral branches of the roots. And they are of different thickness. Primary root is the most thick. It is found in dicots. What are dicots? Can somebody tell me what are dicots? Vivan Mahajan can tell me. Vivan, what are dicots? Do you know?
Ma'am, dicots are the plants with their seeds with two cotyledons.
Very good, 2 cotyledons. Can you give me some example?
Ma'am, most of the trees and shrubs like mango, neem.
Okay, you have given the correct examples. Mango and neem are the examples found in dicots. They have 2 cotyledons. For example, kidney bean seeds are there. When you split open the seed of rajma or the kidney bean, so 2 structures, 2 kidney-like structures are there. One is here and one is here. So these are 2 cotyledons. So these kind of, like in case of gram seeds also, chane also. Yes, mango seed and neem, which he have given examples. So most of the large trees and shrubs, they are dicots. They are dicotyledonous seeds. Next type of root system is fibrous root system, where the primary root is short-lived and is soon replaced by a cluster of fiber-like structures. These are called as fibrous roots. They are more or less of same thickness. They arise from the same, see, all the root branches arise from this base of the stem, that is from the common point they arise. So this is the fibrous root system. It is found in monocots which have only one cotyledon. So example is grasses. Grasses include, of course, cereals also. Then, okay, Vivan, give me the examples of cereals. Yes, cereals.
Pea.
Not peas, dear. What is your staple food? Which food you eat maximum during the daytime? Yes, you eat either rice or chapati. The maximum amount of food that you eat, either rice or chapati. Wheat, yes. Yes, wheat, barley, rice, maize, these are called as the cereals. Our staple food, the main food that we eat, which are rich in carbohydrates, they are cereals. So wheat, rice, maize, they are all monocots. Grasses are monocots. These are the examples. Monocots have one cotyledon. See, when you eat corns, the corn seed, corn or the maize, it has only one seed. One cotyledon, sorry. So like this corn seed looks like. Similarly, the rice seed or the wheat seed, they cannot be split open into two like the bean seeds can be. So monocots are there. They have fibrous root system.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, mango is a monocot seed or a dicot seed?
Mango is dicot. It is dicot. Is there some doubt?
No, ma'am.
Mango is a dicotyledonous plant. Okay, then we have functions of the root. First of all, anchoring, that is firmly fixing the plant into the soil, right? Then roots of the plants, they anchor to the soil and firmly fix the plant into the soil. Absorption of water and minerals from the soil by means of root hair. Then these minerals and water, they are transported to the top of the plant by means of stem. Then prevention of soil erosion by binding the soil particles. This way, they prevent soil erosion. They bind firmly with the soil particles. Abhishu, what is soil erosion?
Soil erosion is the erosion of the soil when the top layer of the soil is removed or the fertile layer.
Correct. So
I want to ask, how does roots help in climbing?
roots, how do roots help in climbing? In some plants, like I have given the example of money plant also, ivy leaf is also there. So in some plants, roots help in climbing. They are not those roots which are present under the soil. These are different type of roots. That's what I call, they are called as root modifications, which is actually being removed from the syllabus. If you have money plant at your home, you carefully look at the money plant, then you will see, suppose this is the support around which money plant is growing like this. Then on money plant, you will find these three structures like this. Everywhere three will be there. So these are actually climbing roots of the money plant. These kind of 1, 2, 3. In the clusters of 3, they are always present. And these 3 roots are always, they grasp the support on which money plant is growing. Whether money plant is growing on a grill or on a wall or on a woody structure, these 3 roots, which are called as climbing roots, they grasp with the support. So these roots are not present within the soil. Maybe you are confused because roots are always present within the soil. So in case of climbing roots of money plant, roots are present on the stem actually. Throughout the stem, the climbing stem of money plant, these roots are present, which grasp with the support and help in climbing of the money plant. These are called as climbing roots. Clear? Abhishu, clear? Okay, so other functions, soil erosion prevention we have done. Then see the roots in many plants, they are modified, what we called as root modifications. They are modified to store food in which plants roots are modified to store food. That is in which plant, when you eat it, you are actually eating the root of the plant. Let me see any other child who has not answered any question. Okay, Swanand will answer this question. Swanand, give me the examples of plants in which you eat roots of the plant.
Like turnip, radish,
Very good. Yes, carrot, radish, turnip. There we eat roots of the plant. Then to provide extra support. So Swanand, can you give me the examples of plants in which roots provide support to the plant to stand erect? Banyan tree, prop roots. Have you heard about them?
Yes, ma'am. Banyan trees roots grow down.
They grow downwards, correct? Absolutely. So prop roots of banyan tree, they from the branches of this tree, they grow downwards. They are hanging roots, and then they provide support. Ultimately, when their tip touches the soil, they grow into the soil and they provide support to the entire plant. That's why banyan trees can survive for many years. You know that the banyan tree we were talking about, which is in West Bengal, I think, or so the great banyan tree, its main trunk actually got damaged many years ago. It was being attacked by fungus and it was being damaged and dead many years ago. But still the banyan tree is living. Why? Because of the prop roots. Because of the prop roots, banyan tree is able to stand erect and is able to absorb water and minerals from the soil. Then for climbing, as I already told you, in case of money plant, roots are used for climbing, special roots. For nutrition, this carrot, turnip, and tomato. For propagation means multiplication or giving rise to new plants. So yes, in case of this carrot, turnip, radish, when we put these plants into the soil, they multiply and they give rise to new plants. Which of the following is a non-flowering plant? Non-flowering plant is pine, which is a conifer. Basil, that is tulsi, mint, and bamboo. They are all flowering plants. It is very interesting thing about bamboo plants that they flower after about 40 years or after about 15 years. They flower after many, many years. And when they flower, they bloom so much the entire city. Like in Manipur, it is being said there is a special variety of bamboo in Manipur, in one of the East Indian states. So there the bamboo flowers, they spread in almost whole of the city. They cover whole of the city with these flowers. Radha grouped plants according to their stem types, that is whether they are herbs, shrubs, climbers, or creepers. So in one of the groups, she has placed an incorrect member. We have to figure it out in which group she has placed incorrect member. Kaushika is there in the class. Kaushika. Okay, Hari Govind. Hari Govind. Okay, Arjun.
Ma'am, option C.
Option C. Why?
Ma'am, because in the option C, pumpkin, watermelon, and cucumber are creepers. Only grapevine is a climber.
Very good. Well done. So Arjun, group A, they are what?
Ma'am, they are herbs.
They are herbs. And group B?
Trees.
Trees. And last group is shrubs. So in C group, grapevine is odd one out because it is a climber, whereas cucumber, watermelon, pumpkin are creepers. One child was having doubt about cucumber, so I will check it out, confirm it, and I will let you know in the next session also. Select the option that groups one annual and one perennial plant respectively. So annual that grows for one season, perennial that grows for many seasons. See students, this question has become easy because this radish, carrot, turnip, they always go together. They multiply by roots, their roots are edible and they are all biennial. So carrot, radish, turnip, you can remember they always go together. They are biennial plants. So these options are already ruled out. Mustard is annual, mango is perennial, Gava is also a perennial plant. It is a perennial plant. And this gram, it is an annual plant. Gram is annual and the neem is perennial. See, most of the trees, they are perennial only because they grow vegetatively for many years and after that they start flowering and fruiting. Which of the plants has tap root system? Yes, can somebody figure it out? I told you cereals and grass seeds, they have fibrous root system.
Ma'am, am I done?
Okay.
Ma'am, C option carrot.
Carrot has taproot system. Wheat, rice, and maize, they are cereals and they have fibrous root system. Okay, so workbook question. What type of root system is being shown in the given picture? Vivan will tell me. Vivan, this is taproot system or fibrous root system?
Ma'am, this is fibrous root system.
Dear, in fibrous root system, all the roots, they arise like a bunch from the base of the stem. But here, if you see, this is the main root, which is thicker than the other roots. And these are the branches. So this is the taproot system. Okay? This is the taproot system, yes. So it is a fibrous root system. It's wrong. The branches that arise from main root are fibrous roots. No. What are these branches called as? A mode. The branches that arise from the taproot, those branches are called as
Secondary and tertiary roots.
secondary and tertiary, or we can say they are called as the lateral roots, right? And lateral roots can be secondary, tertiary, or quaternary. Just it's a taproot system. Examples are pea, radish, carrot, and turnip. So accordingly, we have C as the correct option. 3 and 4 are the correct statements here. This is the question based on herbs, shrubs, and tree. Go through this question, students. Let me know your correct answer. Also, if anybody has a question to ask, please let me know. Herbs are very small, less than 1 meters high. Shrubs are medium sized, 1 to 3 meters high. Trees are very tall, generally more than 3 meters high. Yes, this is the correct one. First point is correct. And we have nature of the stem. Herbs, yes, green and tender stem with few branches. In shrubs, hard and very thick stem with branches on upper part of stem. In trees, hard stem but not very thick branches arise near the base of the stem. It is true or false? Shaurya will tell us. This difference is true or false?
Ma'am, it is false because in trees the stem are very thick.
Yes, so these features they have written other way around. This should come here and this should come here. This is wrongly mentioned here. Examples are, yes, these are herbs, grass, tomato, wheat, and mint. These are shrubs and these are trees. So we have the second difference only, which is the incorrect one. So B option is correct here. Okay, this particular thing is being done. We are done with the time also, otherwise. Okay, so let me know. Those students who have questions or queries to ask, please raise their hands. And in the next class, we will start with the next part of World of Living chapter. Okay, Abhishu, you have a question to ask?
Raised by mistake.
Okay, anybody else who has a question to ask? Okay, then please wait for a while. Maybe we would just cover 1 or 2 slides of the next World of Living part. Please wait. This is the second part we were doing or the third part?
Second part.
It was the second, it was the first part, I guess. Okay, it's here. World of Living part 2. There, yes. See, these are the topics which will be covered. However, we have already talked about herbs, shrubs, and trees, and we have already talked about the root part. Roots we have studied. So we will be studying about stem, leaf, and flower. The structure of flower will be studying in detail. Let me do this particular slide. After that, we'll be leaving the session. So shoot system, yes, it is the aerial part of the plant which is growing above ground. And it bears the leaves, flowers, fruits, and the buds, etc. Shoot system develops from the plumule of the seed. I hope these terms are now clear to you. That root system develops from the radical part of the embryo. Shoot system develops from the plumule part of the embryo or the seed, we can say. Yes, Abhishu, yes.
Ma'am, what is blue moon?
See the above ground, sorry, not above ground. I told you, suppose this is a seed, kidney bean seed I have shown. In this seed, an embryo is present. Let me draw embryo like this. So when you split open the seed, you can see. So this is the embryo of the seed. And these are, what are these called as? Arohi can tell us. Arohi, what are these structures called as?
Cotyledons.
Cotyledons, yes, they are cotyledons of the seed which provide nutrition to the embryo. So this upper part of the embryo that develops into shoot system is called as plumule. The lower part of embryo which develops into the root system that is called as the radicle. So radicle and plumule. Stem is the main axis of the shoot system. As I told you, stem is actually a part of the shoot. It is green in herbs, just woody and hardy, shrubs and trees, positively phototropic, negatively geotropic, and it has a nodes and internode. See, the nodes and internodes are being clearly shown in this picture. Node is the place where a leaf grows or a branch arises. A branch arises, leaf grows from a node region always. An internode is the distance between the two nodes. The gap between the two nodes is called as the internode. Then these buds, this will be doing in the next class because it will take some time. Let me know if you have a question to ask, otherwise we'll be leaving the session for today. Okay, Shaurya Agarwal. Yes, Shaurya.
Ma'am, I didn't understand what are negatively geotropic.
Negatively geotropic. Geo means earth, or we can say gravity. Tropic means response or the movement. Tropism means movement. Geo means earth. So movement towards the earth. Negatively means showing negative response. So because the stem, it always goes away from the earth. So stem shows a negative response towards the earth because it is growing away from earth, towards the sunlight, away from the soil. So we say that the stem grows negatively geotropic. Stem shows negative geotropism towards the gravity. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, Hari Govind.
Ma'am, can you give me some examples of negatively geotropic and geotropic?
Negatively geotropic is the stem. Stem is negatively geotropic, whereas the root is positively geotropic because root grows towards the earth. So it is positively geotropic. And stem, and we can say leaves also, these plant parts, they grow towards the sunlight. So we say that the stem or the entire shoot system, it is negatively geotropic because it goes away from the earth towards the sunlight.
Ma'am, can you give me some examples like of geotropic and negatively geotropic?
It's only one example here. One, we talk about root and shoots with respect to this. So negatively geotropic is, shoot is the example, stem is the example which shows negative geotropism. And root is the example that shows positive geotropism.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear? Okay. Okay, fine, students. Then we'll leave the class for today. See you in the next class. Bye till then. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, all of you. Thank you very much. Bye.